Okay, we're going to take a few minutes and go over some signs. After watching the Unit 1 A and B, there's some stuff that I want to make sure you guys have a clear understanding of. Some of them are simply how you produce certain signs, and then others there's some explanation. So first, some signs on how you make them. Who? Who? From the side, who? Saw some really creative ways of doing it. It's just an L that you bend at your chin. Finger spell. We got wild with this one. Take your hand up by your shoulder and then wiggle your fingers and go out. Finger spell. That's it. Same is with the Y hand shape, but what I want to talk about is that same is a directional verb. So if it's the same between you and the camera, it's same. If it's the same as you and the person to your side, it's same. You can have it be the same of everybody in an entire auditorium, and then it would be that it's the same. So it depends what is the same, how you sign it. I just don't want you guys to think that this is the only sign for same, okay? Response to thank you. We were talking about this. The sign for worthless is, that's also kind of the sign, one of the signs that you can do for thank you is nothing. So you're really going to have to make sure that your face matches it. Otherwise, they're going to be thinking, well, what was worthless? Because some of them, the way you signed it, it was like, no, it's not worthless. It's like, there you go, that it's nothing. Your face has to match it. Now, movement. These next signs all had a problem with their movement. The 5 parameters, now we're going to talk about why they're so important. Hearing, it comes out from the mouth. You're saying the words and they're coming out. Several of you were doing like you're eating your words. The words come out, they roll out from your mouth. Hearing. Why? We had a lot of people doing this. The sign for forget is forget. So it was a blending of forget and then Y. You were doing forget and ending in a Y. Y, just touch your forehead and then end in a Y. Y. What? Several of you are making these like circles, and it kind of looks like tossed salad because there's tossed salad. Y is just your 2 hands and, or I'm sorry, what? What? That's it, just what? And your face is going to be like, what? Purple and yellow. We've got all kinds of different shaking going on. We have kind of a same. We have a little E. We've got this kind of a yellow. Yellow. Same with purple. We don't arch our purples. It's just purple. Same with blue and green, but I didn't see you guys do those. Okay? Now we have compound signs, and this one I'm not sure, but a lot of you are struggling with it. Compound sign that we have in this one is living room. So we have live and room. The sign for room, you're doing the 4 walls. You have these walls and these walls. So you're doing with closed 5s. This is the closed 5. So you're doing 2 walls and 2 walls. The sign for live is your modified ace up your trunk, your torso. So you have live room. So you open it up and then you have your room, living room. So that's a compound sign. The others are blended signs, and a blended sign is don't want. Don't want is not a compound sign. It isn't want and then you throw it away. Don't want is a compound sign. You don't want it. It was long time ago 2 signs, but now it is blended. You don't want it. So you don't have to make the want and then throw it away. You just don't want it. The same thing with bad. You had your mouth, and a lot of you are doing bad and then turning it upside down. It's just bad. Just bad. So think about blending them. And the other one is what I've seen is daughter because that was the one you signed, but I'm betting you guys are doing son the same way, is you're doing girl and then your baby. That's where it came from. And so I explained to you where signs come from to help you to remember them. I don't want you to sign those. That's just the history to help you remember it. Now you just take your closed 5, come to your chin, and down to your baby. Daughter. Son, up to the forehead because that's the boy section, and down to the boy. Son. We don't rock our babies, okay? No rocking of the babies. Now, hand shapes. 45, a lot of you guys are doing a B for your 4s. You've got to open it up. This is a B, this is a 4. So you cannot sign 45. It's not a number. That's not a number, okay? Also, just as a warning, we don't want to bounce or punch, so we're not going to be doing 45, and we're not going to do 45. It really hurts our eyes. If we're trying to read these numbers, it hurts. The other one we don't need to do is we don't need to do 45. The only ones we rock are a few of them in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I would prefer you not rock at all. If you're going to rock or not rock, don't rock. Just do 45. And do you see how you don't even have to move your hand? You just move the thumb. That's all you need to do. Talking about that, let's jump down to 72 and 92. When the 2 is on the end of your number, it's a 2. So you have 92, 92. It's not 92. It's always 92. And what I was saying about you can just move from one number to the other, when you do 72, it's 70, and watch, just the pinky, 72. The other one we did was 81, and we did them specifically because we want you to see that you just move a couple fingers. You don't have to do 81. You don't have to reproduce a whole new sign. I encourage you guys to go back and watch the 20s. You guys are really struggling with the 20s. The only one that is the 2 is your double down, 22. Everything else has an L. 21, you're 23, you're 25. So you need to review your 20s, okay? Pretty much everybody. So then we got really creative. I'm betting that we have a problem with 11 and 12. I didn't see those, but 11, sideways, 11, and it flicks off your thumb. 12 flicks off your thumb. The ones that I did see was 13. It's closed. We're not doing 13. It hurts. It actually hurts down in here, in this part of your arm. If you keep them closed, it doesn't hurt. And then 15, I had some people doing 15. That's the sign for tree. So that doesn't work. And then some people were doing 15. That would be 500. Can't be doing 500 unless you want to do 500 trees. Then we could do that. But if you're doing 15, okay. Just a couple more. The difference between window and opening a window. Because a lot of you, and this is what happens a lot of times, it's kind of stuttering. Let me do chair first, because people will do chair, and then they'll do chair, and what you're saying is chair, 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 chair. And what you're trying to say is you want to have a bunch of chairs. We also do that when we want to make sure a person gets it. We'll do it like with window, and we'll window, 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 or we'll do window, window, and then we end it with it up. Well, what we have said is the window, open. So when you sign it window, and then open it, or the window, and then close it. So when you sign it, it's a double movement, window, period. We don't leave it open, okay? The same thing with door. And so let me talk about door. Same thing with your double movement. Signs shouldn't hurt. So if you have your palms facing you and then you try to do things, it's going to get really difficult and it's awkward on your body, and signing shouldn't hurt the body. So if you have your palms out and then you open your door, it just opens right up. So door. Now you can say the door. Can you close it? Which brings us to our last thing, which is some of the signs you guys were doing were almost, I could see it was awkward for you. It was uncomfortable. Somebody was doing shoes, and the strain that it puts on your shoulders and your arms, it's going to kill you. If you were deaf and you were doing this, you would start having muscle problems. So shoes. Oh, we had different. Somebody was struggling to get different out. It's just different. And then the last one that we were seeing a lot of was P's. Sorry about that. Were P's. Like up. We had up, and then the arm went up. For P's, it's just, you just drop your wrist. Keep your hand and just drop it. So we have up. If we wanted to do something with a K, like EK, it would be EK. If we wanted to do KP, it would be KP. So there's nothing flapping with the arm. No flapping of arms with your letters. It hurts. And if you're finding you're doing something and it's kind of awkward, go back and watch your videos, because it shouldn't be. I think that's everything. Thanks.